everybody, Random Fire 50 here, and today I had a battle requested by my good friend Brian, and he said to win only using UU Pokemon that were Generation 1 Pokemon. So this is how the battle goes. I send out my Beedrill first, and he sends out Nidoking. I go for a Protect, predicting he's going to do something like attack, but he doesn't attack, he actually goes into his Dual Blade. And I go for a U-turn here, and he sets up a Swords Dance actually. I was not expecting that. I was expecting some kind of move to hit me, and so I just go for an Earth Power, my Nidoking, and here the guy was not expecting a special Nidoking. He was actually expecting a physical, which is weird because he said himself he was running a special Nidoking. But anyway, here he goes into his Blastoise. I'm not staying in on a Blastoise because there's no way I'm gonna live like a Scald or what. Yeah, he goes for a Scald. There's no way I'm living one of those. So I go into my Tentacool and Giga Drain, and then he goes for Dragon Pulse. We're doing about the same much damage. Usually he is losing more damage when I Giga Drain, so he goes into his own Nidoking. And I really don't have anything for this Nidoking because he has Earth Power. So I go into my Snorlax and I try to get an Ice Punch off, because that's the only thing I could think to do against it, and he doesn't expect it, so it gets Nidoking down to really low health, and that was a really nice play for me. So now I go for a Body Slam next, in case he switches, and he does end up switching, and that takes a lot of health away from his Mean Shao. I go for another Body Slam, but it still outspeeds me even with the para hack, so that's pretty bad. Snorlax is pretty slow. So here I go for a Sludge Wave, and that nearly takes the Blastoise out, and I think another Sludge Wave will, if he stays in, of course, and he does happen to stay in, and that's Blastoise down, and that's a big threat out of the way. That's his Mega, so that's a nice big threat out of the way, and now he goes back into his own Nidoking, and I don't want to do like the Speed tie Nidoking thing. I don't want to do that, so I go into my Vaporeon thinking I can, actually I sack my Arcanine here, sorry, hoping that I live or he does another he doesn't with power, but he does, so I end up sacking Arcanine there. I was gonna go for extreme speed to get rid of it, but anyway, here I believe I go into, I think I go into my Mega Beedrill. No, I go into Vaporeon, knowing I can live any hit from it, and I go for a Scald, and he switches into his Goodra, I believe, to take up that special hit. Sylphus Goodra is very powerful. I don't think this one was a Sylphus. This wasn't a Sylphus. This must have been max special bulk, because I believe I saw him do 2 moves, and he actually goes for the Draco Meteor. I'm not expecting that, and Beedrill gets taken out, and then Nidoking comes out, and I go for a Ice Beam, and then he switches out, of course, but that ends up taking out his Nidoking, so that's a threat out of the way. This is actually a really close battle in hindsight. And now he goes back into his Goodra, so I go into my special wall and try to get Scalds, and it takes forever to get the burn here. Like, literally forever for it Scald to get the burn. Like, it seems to me every time I'm using Scald, it gets the burn. It doesn't get the burn, but when the other opposing guy's using Scald, it always gets the burn, so that's really fair. Anyway, I go for a Wish here, and trying to get some health back, and he switches out, and I Scald here, and I outspeed because he's para hacks. At least Vaporeon has enough speed to outspeed a paralyzed Mean Shao. Now I go for a Scald here, and he is good. This is actually the point where it came really close. He goes for a Belly Drum here, and I go for a Scald. He doesn't get the burn, but I go for one more Scald, and this is what his Play Rough misses, and I'm like, yes, and the Scald takes it out, and now this is pretty much GG from here because the Goodra's burned, and I can just stay in and just wish and heal myself so he won't be able to do anything, and that's pretty much GG. So if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content, like, that really helps, and have a good day.